2, 3, 4, 5. He's up. 6, 7, 8. So he made it up to the count of 10, and it's 22 seconds before they re-engage. If a boxer, like an elite boxer, fought an MMA fighter, they would have almost no chance. A lot of people thought he won the decisions. I thought he won the decision. Very close fight. I mean, you can maybe say that Tyson Fury, you could kind of see an argument that he maybe could have won. I don't think so, though. When it comes to damage, I looked at it. I've watched it 3 times. And in my mind, he won the fight. And I think that's one of the most extraordinary accomplishments in combat sports history. A guy who's had 0 boxing matches, who is an MMA champion, goes and fights a guy who is one of the greatest boxers that's ever lived. I mean, Tyson Fury is phenomenal. Now, whether Tyson Fury took him seriously, whether he was overconfident, who knows? I mean, he literally said to him, "Time to go to school. I'm taking you to school," at the beginning of the fight. And then
Tyson Fury said that?
Yeah, and then when Francis dropped him in the 3rd round, after the fight, Francis was like, "You are a shitty professor." And Francis is a real freak. He really rocked him. And by the way, check the amount of time that it took for him to get up.
23 seconds.
23 seconds. So that's after he dropped him. Look how big.
Yo, what is up? It's that time, it's that hour. It's Righteous with another video. All right, so interesting take from Joe Rogan there. Again, he's doing this thing again with the whole boxing stuff where he thinks that a count is the same thing as seconds. It's not. You're not counting 10 seconds. It's a count. So you're counting 1, 2, 3, you know. It's like football, you know, when you count in football, you know, you don't count in seconds, you count just like, you know, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, like that, you know. It's a count. It's an actual count. So whatever. I know he's trying to favor Francis Ngannou. I get it. I understand. But it don't work like that, my man. And honestly, it's debatable on if Tyson Fury is one of the greatest of all time. I mean, maybe he's top 50 or top 100 or whatever. But to say that he's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, that's still very debatable. People are still debating that to this day, especially after this fight. Not because Francis Ngannou isn't legit, because he is legit and he proved it. But that wasn't the best Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? That was somebody else. That was some other person that walked into that ring to fight Francis Ngannou. He looked very sloppy, not himself in the first couple rounds. And then he picked it up as the fight went, but still the volume wasn't there. And the ferociousness and the tenacity that he usually has wasn't there. So, I don't know. To argue this, I don't know. And then to say that, you know, if boxers went into MMA, that they would get annihilated, they would get destroyed. Debatable. You know what I'm saying? The same could be said about MMA fighters going into boxing. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they're going in there for a check more than half the time. So a lot of times they're losing. A lot of times. And Francis only got a moral decision. He only got a moral victory from the fan base. But that doesn't mean that he won. There hasn't been a winner. And we all know how they're supposed to win. It's by knockout. If you watch boxing and you know that, yeah, at times it's going to be corrupt. At times there's going to be some kind of fix. How do you ice that? How do you get by that? Knock the guy out. You talked all this smack in the press conference. You knew what was going on. I understand you want a rematch, but you didn't knock him out, so that doesn't make you the ultimate winner. It just makes you a moral winner. And honestly, he did a great job. He surprised a lot of us. A lot of us boxing fans don't really know much to say to defend that. But at the end of the day, Joe Rogan has done this before. He did that with Wilder. And when they first fought, when Tyson Fury first fought him, and he first got dropped or whatever. You can't count it like that. You just don't. Number 2, the man is 6'9". He's also the champion. It's a heavyweight fight, so these guys are heavier than the normal Joe Schmo out there. No pun intended to Joe Rogan, but I watch his podcast, and I like what he has to say. But on this case, I don't agree. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with Joe Rogan? You agree with me, or do you have a different opinion somewhere in the middle? All right, guys. I'll be tapping out. Peace out.